Imagine it's next December, 1 year from today. And imagine you're sitting there and maybe for the first time, you aren't stressed about the credit card bill. You paid for Christmas in full. No lingering bills charging you an arm and a leg in interest. Plus, your savings account is full. You feel light. You feel free. That reality is available to you, but it doesn't happen by accident. And it definitely doesn't happen by making a vague resolution to save money. It happens by building a system of routines that you turn into habits. And the first step of that system is a thing most people avoid like the plague. Hello and welcome. I'm Dominic DeLaquil, and today we're going to talk about how to build a foundation of financial freedom for your family without beating yourself up over the past. Let's get started. We all know that feeling of going back to the gym after a long break. And if you're like me, also eating way too much holiday food. The first few workouts, they're brutal. You feel heavy, you feel out of shape, you want to quit, and you curse yourself for losing ground that you gained in the past. Looking at your bank account, it's exactly the same. The first time you open those statements after the holidays, your brain screams, "Don't look, it's too painful. Why didn't I do better this year?" But it's just like the gym. Once you start moving, the fear vanishes, the endorphins kick in, and you realize, okay, I can handle this. I just have to stick with it, and I'm going to get where I want to go. The anticipation of the pain is always worse than the reality. And the reality gets easier with repetition, with routine, when it becomes habit. So for your finances, you can't map a route to a life of financial freedom for you and then for your kids if you don't know where you're standing right now. To get where we're trying to go, we have to be brave enough to examine where we've been. We have to look at what we're actually spending, not what we think we're spending. And the secret isn't to do this once a year in a panic. The secret is to turn the scary event into a boring, regular habit. It's just like exercise. If you do it once a year, it's going to hurt. If you do it every week, it gets easier and you become stronger, leaner, and more financially fit. So, to prepare for 2026, you don't need to do an audit. That sounds like the IRS. We do all need to do a baseline check. And what's the difference? You don't need to spend hours agonizing over every latte that you bought in November. You can get started by spending 20 to 30 minutes this week to get clear on where you spent most of your money in the past 3 months. And just think categories and look for the big rocks. Don't get hung up on gift spending. That's related to the time of year. But how much did you spend eating out, for example? Is it quite a bit more than you realize? That's the kind of thing that you're looking for and that you want to know so that you can make your best decisions in 2026. And that doesn't mean stop eating out, but it might mean scaling back so that you have more money to put into your emergency fund or to start that 529 or the custodial Roth IRA for your kids. I know it seems daunting and about as much fun as pulling teeth, but that's because it's currently unfamiliar and it seems like too much work. It's not part of your regular routine, and it seems like too much to get your head around just to even get started. I get it. I've been there. And I've also been on the other side where I spend 15 minutes every Saturday morning with a nice cup of coffee to track my spending. And once you get there, it's astoundingly quick and easy, and you get a feeling, confidence, and a sense of control. And that leads to a sense of progress. And now suddenly you're cooking on the front burner and with very little effort each week, but with a big payoff, especially over time. And you can model and teach this habit to your kids, set them up early for a lifetime of financial control and stability. How great is that? Consistency in action. That's pretty much the key to accomplishing everything in life. And it's not about being perfect, it's about showing up. If you can look at your numbers for 15 minutes a week, you remove the fear. You take back control. And once you get past the fear of looking, you need a plan for building. You need an operating system for your family. So starting next week, right here on this channel, I'll be walking you through a 12-week system to build your family's financial future one habit at a time. We're going to cover habits and also practical details on things like the magic of compounding and things like the rule of 72 or 529s plans and custodial Roth IRAs to get your kids started on their journey to financial freedom early so they have stability and options as young adults. But you can't build the roadmap if you're afraid to look at the map. So this week, set aside 20 to 30 minutes. Rip the Band-Aid off. Be the quiet hero who's brave enough to look. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the 12-week series. And please like and share this video and help spread the word to more quiet hero parents out there that are looking for a place to get information and inspiration to create true financial freedom for themselves and their kids. Thanks for watching.